Welcome to episode 4 of our Triumph restoration project. We have our frame back from the sandblasters. You can see the construction of these frames. They are castings welded to tubes. These are hearth brazed. They pin the sections together and then braze them just like in an old blacksmith hearth. Pretty interesting process. We need to clean this with some lacquer thinner just to make sure that we don't have any leftover grease or oil left over from the cleaning process and rattling around in the back of our trucks on the way home. I use self-etching primer on these. It works. It's a real good product. It adheres really well, and you don't have to worry about it coming off. Here we're just making sure we get rid of any lint or anything we have from the rag. And then we'll start coating this bare metal frame with this primer. Go all the way around everything. Make sure you get behind all the bosses and underneath of everything. Turn them upside down or right side up, or lay them on the side, whichever way works for you. Just make sure you get everything coated really well. And I'll let them dry for a little bit, 15 or 20 minutes, and then flip it over and do the other side. I try to use contrasting colors so I can make sure I can see the coverage. It helps a lot to not use gray primer. Then you can see up against the bare metal, and then when we do the final primer, we'll do a gray, and then we can see that up against the green. Plus, it looks kind of neat inside your wheel hubs to have green paint inside your brake drums. It's kind of trick looking. And here's the rear frame section. Make sure we coat it real well. We'll go all the way around it twice and put 2 coats on both of these, and that way we'll have a nice coat of primer on there. You can see the finish of it there. This is a product by the same company that's a high build primer surfacer. This is a real good product that you can buy in a can and just use it as you need it. You don't need to mix it up in a gun. It's a high quality professional product. It's not your Kmart paint. So put a nice coat of that on there. Usually 1 coat's enough with this. You can put 2 on if you're not afraid of having a little bit more of a build-up on there, but I like to try to not build it up too awful much. And then we'll scuff this up with Scotch-Brite after it's dried, put our final coat on it, put our olive drab green on there, a couple coats of that, and our frame will be all done. You're ready to reassemble. And we'll finish up here with the rear frame section. Get that all done, turn it around as needed to make sure we coat it well. Here's our finished product with our olive drab paint. It's not completely flat. There is some sheen to it, which I kind of like, so we're going to leave it that way. Now this axle adjusters here we have, you can see the ends of them are kind of pretty much rounded off. So we're going to turn the old hex off in the lathe and thread these, screw some manifold nuts on there is what these are. I'd drilled them out and rethreaded them, and then we weld them up and turn them, round them off on the ends, radius them off, and you got 2 nice axle adjusters. As you can see, this frame was made in January of '45, so we've now determined that this bike was made in 1945, not 43 as originally thought. Here's our frame sections assembled back together, and we got our back wheel done. All the hardware's been replated and repacked the bearings and just cleaned everything. Put a nice new tire and tube on it. So we've got our back wheel in there with our rehabilitated center stand, and we'll do the girder front end and wheel, and next time we'll have that on there for you.